Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy Heroes. We're back with Grand Arena, the first match of the final week, Season 30. We are in Kyber 2. This is my home. I want to stay here this week, which means we're definitely need to win today. And we need to win one of the final two battles. We got to go 2-1 this week. And from this bracket, I think we got ourselves a pretty good shot. Although Datacrons are going to be the thing that decides whether or not this happens. This is a favorable Kyber 2 bracket. I think a lot of us climbed up from Kyber 3 because I'm on this liminal space between Kyber 2 and Kyber 3 that we're dealing with. I think a number of other players are like that. My opponent is Lurk Stiefel here. I'll just talk about the ones that I zoomed in on the screen, but there's another guy here. The two players who are off screen, there's somebody with 6 GLs and 4 GLs. So you can see that we're dealing with a pretty diverse range. There's even another 2 GL player in this bracket. When it comes to relic units, I mean, I'm always going to be the lowest, but everyone's in range of what I'm used to seeing and working with. I've got the most depth of the bracket when it comes to 6-dot mods. Counts are pretty reasonable, but you can see my mod quality far surpasses anyone else in the bracket. My top 500 speed is 16. My top 25 is 25.4. Much better than my opponent, and much better than almost anyone in the bracket. Only one who even compares to me in the top 25 is Naga Sadao here all the way to the right. Datacrons, though, there's some people with some nice Datacrons, and it's going to make a difference. My opponent today being one of them with a number of good Datacrons. He's got a good mix of GLs, JMK, JML, and Sith Eternal Emperor. From his Grand Arena history, he puts the Jedi on defense, which is a problem for me, especially when they're going to be augmented with Datacrons. We'll break that down in the defense. Here's where things get a little bit better for me. Omicrons. My opponent, he has 6 Grand Arena Omicrons to my 8. The Savage Opress Omicron, but we'll probably talk a little bit more about that. But I'm a fan of that Savage Opress Omicron. I'm probably going to be putting that on pretty early, even though I only have a Gear 12. But today's opponent, no Maglus, no Radis, no Starkiller, no Dash. Pretty weak all around. You look at his mods, they're fairly weak too, at least relatively speaking. The Radis Omicron, I want to look into a little bit more. My brother, he's a big Rogue One guy. He's put it on and has said he's surprised a number of opponents with it. I'm going to look into that. Although Cassian, we know, is coming in, I'm a little skeptical of any 2 Omicron team. Especially since so far with Ackbar+Leia, results are not worth 2 Omicrons. Looking at the rest of this, there's 2 other players in the bracket with Maglus. One of them is one of the players off screen right now. Starkillers, we have another 3, all of which you can see on the screen. Everyone has Maul, except my opponent does not have a Relic Maul. And you can also see somehow he does not have Darth Revan. That's pretty bizarre. On top of that, no Echo, weak Quill. Most other players, though, have the things they need, and the things they don't have are understandable. Except, actually, this is a pretty weak bracket with Bad Batch. Bad Batch are well worth having. If you're a Kyber player, there is no reason to not have characters at level 85. Like, the Bad Batch are perfectly usable at level 85 Gear 8. And some of them are easy enough to take up to Gear 9 without having to apply any Kairos. With 1 Zeta on Echo, that's going to be good enough to clear a number of teams, including some weaker Relic, like those GL filler squads. The Bad Batch are going to be fine. So we're not at a point anymore where you're punished for not working on things. Just work on everything. If you got the credits, and I imagine most players in Kyber have the credits, spend them. Let's jump over and look at some of this other stuff. We'll look over at the hot utils soon, but I want to first take a closer look at my opponent. Let's adjust this. Just get a feel for some of his speeds. I'm trying to find somebody who's right on that 300 speed cusp for us to compare. I can't find anybody. So let's not waste time looking through that. Let's order this by speed real quick. I will click on, let's look at Piet. His cat's at 317. His Piet is also at 317. Look at Shark. I'm assuming there's a fall off. 293, yeah. I don't think he has too many. Let's look at Dooku for another baseline. 311. Okay. I don't think that's necessary. It's fine though. Let's move on. With the Hotbot here, he's in a slightly smaller guild, that's fine. Clears are weak, undersizes are very low, where that should be able to help us at least make a little lead in banners. When it comes to Zetas, they're low-ish. He has 9 Omicrons, but again it was 6 Grand Arena Omicrons. Now I've got 3 Omicrons waiting in the wings. With the that's all fine. Relic distribution, he's got a good mix of either low relics, 5 or 7. It's kind of how I would play it if I had more. Again, his Datacrons are good, and they might stop me. They're that good, where it might make up for all of these deficiencies. This is my frustration with Datacrons. It's if you engage, and why I say like just get a couple level 9 Datacrons instead of working on a bunch of them, because a couple level 9 Datacrons is way more important than anything else. They're so powerful. I kind of wish they would just pull them back on their impact level. They're a little ridiculous. My opponent has already gone. 1748 gives us a little bit of room to work with. That much we know. Let's see how he did it. It's way too hot in here, and I can't put a fan or air on while I do these things. It just messes up the mic. I am from the land of cold, but I live in a hot place. I'm not a fan of it. Alright, took 2 shots up against the Executor, which is why I put it down. From his Grand Arena history, he uses Executor, Negotiator, Malevolence all on offense. So I wanted to put down something he had to work with. I was hoping Chimera would take multiple shots. That players are not messing up against it anymore. Although I am going to take Second Sister up to Relics soon. Hopefully that makes a difference. I'm not convinced. But players have made the adjustment where they understand that they got to respect the Chimera now. This is nice. Grievous getting 2, Bosk getting 2. The rest of this goes down in 1. Back wall, I'm sure, just went down in 1. Although with those banners, he's either been inefficient or he lost another one. Yeah, that's 1 on everybody. none. This stuff's not doing anything anymore. I'm looking forward to adding Ben Solo to my defense. I'm just hoping it boosts my raid just enough. Now here, top territory. We got Night Sisters, easy work. Weird, weak Qui-Gon comp. You can see that he's kind of shallow in some places. What did I click on? Where he's using just... Why not Gear 6 or 7? Or I think that is Gear 6. Why Gear 6? You can do Gear 7. Do Gear 8s. Put in a different Jedi. It makes no sense. Gas here. Let's take a look at this Datacron. It's pretty good. That's going to be very annoying. I'm gonna hate that. This one here, fortunately this is a Jedi Knight Luke Datacron and not a JML Datacron. That's gonna help a little bit, but it's still very nice. The Jedi allies are going to have full health and protection at the start of their turn, whenever they have. So they'll do more damage. You might want to counteract that a little bit. Light side allies start with protection up. Maybe we can see if we can get a speed advantage and get out ahead of them. But this is going to be tough, and ideally I would take JMK up against it, but it's not an option. This is why I need Sith Eternal Emperor and Wise Ben, a goal of mine. But since the job announcement, I'm considering a pivot. I'm going to wait. I don't know what to expect right now. Okay, we got Rolo, JMK with another Datacron. Like, there's a lot of Datacrons here. So he's going to ignore, like, at best, I can two-shot these GLs. At best. I don't even know if I can. And he put Mace, which is a slightly harder comp than other versions. Down below here we have a weaker Mon Mothma squad, but it does have a Rebel Datacron. Start the battle. Jeez. Like, for as good as these Datacrons are, I'm surprised so much of the rest of this guy's roster and play is a little suspect. These Datacrons are great. I wish mine were at this level. Alright, that doesn't matter. We're gonna get started. We'll start at the top. There's at least a number of solos I can do to make up for some of this, where if I get through the GLs, I think we can win. I just am not confident we can get through the GLs. Start with a nice, easy solo. We got Rolo here with a bunch of nonsense. Let's just throw in Nest, give her a nice meal. Get this started off right. Let's not even worry about a Datacron. Give myself options further in. I'm doing this one a little late. I've been busy. I've just been starting a new project. I've been busy with work. I still got to get out the last Grand Arena video, but we got some interesting stuff going on, like with everything going on with profundity and Jabba and these new Omicrons. I'm surprised we didn't get Cassians. Oh, wait a second. Not allowed to use that song anymore. I need to find a new playlist. I'm learning the finer nuances of what I'm allowed and not allowed to use. That is copyright-free music that I'm allowed to use on an unmonetized video, which was fine when this channel wasn't at 1,000 subscribers, but now that it is, I can't use that song anymore. And that might be true about other songs on this list, so I gotta figure this stuff out. All right. I'm going. This is probably the first time I've faced both of these Omicrons. Okay, this I'm just going. Let's do a Sith Empire here. We've got Relic Melgus now. That's not what I'm going to use. I am going for Malak. This should be a nice Malak solo. Let's... We'll save those for other guys. Why do I even have this kind of nonsense? What happened to all my dark side data? Did I sell those? I sold a bunch when I realized I just couldn't level them up higher because we were past that point. I wasn't careful about it. Let's just do that. I give him a little extra armor. This should be fine. Hopefully this is fine. I just think with fear applying should negate a lot of the concern here. I'm going to assume Captain Han is still going to be the one. Do you have foresight up? Alright. Obi-Wan might be annoying. Okay. Fine. The fear is not slowing these guys down enough. All the healing here is going to be annoying. We gotta get rid of Captain Han. Like, they obviously can't take me out. That's not going to be the issue. We got to get away from that taunt. And that taunt. Oh, that's going to be annoying. Nest would have been better. Because we could dispel, ignore taunts, everything. Yeah, this was a mistake. But this is why I do these things. I need to know. These taunts are... Okay. Nothing sticks long enough. And they're going to taunt again in a second. Maybe, no. Okay, this might be enough to take out Han if I don't get stuck behind a taunt again. Oh, so close. Go down, yes. Okay, okay. Maybe I should auto from here. Or, you know what? Maybe if I had higher relics. I'm just dealing with a little relic 5 here. That's probably not enough. With higher relics, we would be doing way more damage. Maybe probably should have saved that Dispel. Okay. This is definitely a strategic error, but it's pretty interesting at least. Oh, come on, man. You can't be missing. I'm not wasting drain lives on these tanks. I should have reminded myself what Leia's Omicron does. I have no memory of it. But I know next time I'm definitely not going to attempt a Malak solo. I might still attempt a Nest solo though. But I think one of the things that I've been delaying for a while that I'm probably going to do is increase both relics on Malak and Nest. Come on. I want to Wampa this Mon Mothma team, but we're not going to do it yet. Because we might need to use Wampa as a cleanup. We Malaked just the Ackbar Omicron a couple matches ago. But I think there were fewer tanks. I think the tanks was the bigger problem. Because we couldn't focus down on Captain Han early enough. Alright. What am I supposed to do with this? Let's start off with turn meter. I guess. Alright, who do I want to take out first? I guess Kenobi, because we can at least dispel Mace. It's just I kind of like it when Kenobi's taken out first. But the AI won't play it like I do. Alright. Was I stunned or something? Where's my turn? I probably was stunned and just wasn't paying attention. This is a nightmare. This is why I need Sith Eternal Emperor. Because this is going to completely delay getting the high ground. He's going to get the high ground, ignore protection. Like, I need to be able to... Jeez, there it goes. I haven't even been able to... Oh my god. I'm not beating this guy. Yeah, it's over. We're not beating this guy's Datacrons. This is what I was afraid of. So we'll check the other one, see if I can get through that one with my own Jedi, which probably will be a mess. If I had more level 9 Datacrons myself, this would be probably better, but I only have the one. And I'm using it in an unideal match here. Like, this is not how I want to play things. Okay, let's do this. You can see with Sith Eternal Emperor, we take out one of these Jedi with C, and we can throw 2 of these teams at the other one. Make our lives a ton easier. You know what? We have such a speed advantage. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's not get fancy. I was thinking about swapping to Luke and stunning, but we get there anyway. We'll increase cooldowns on Luke because he's going to be doing the stuns when he uses a special. Now he's not going to use a special. Okay. Just spreading the inherited teachings around. The next threat here is Jedi Knight Luke. You got a very vocal cat in the background. Do not like the amount of damage they're doing. Oh, do not like it. What is with all these turns? Let's get rid of him before he can do anything like that again. Get some protection back on JML, and we should be good from here on out. We've got the better Datacron in this match, at least. I had nothing for my own JMK. That was awful. You can see, this is what I've been saying. It's not quantity of Datacrons. Or it's not quantity overall. It's quantity of level 9 Datacrons. That's what matters. That's how I'm treating things from now on. The only problem is I kind of hate farming for those materials. I did not do it last round, after. I was done like 3 days early, and I just didn't participate in farming the materials. And I've got Sith. Like, it would have been a worthy use. Alright. Let's go make this cat happy. Alright. The question is now, where do I want to use Maglus? You know what? We're not winning this. We can either use Maglus up against Gas, see what happens. We don't have Malak to pair with it, so it's not going to be that good. And Gas can beat it anyway. Suppose that's a good Datacron to go with Gas. That might be interesting. It's probably going to be more interesting than throwing it at that JMK. Yeah, let's do that. The other thing I want to do, I was hoping to get to the back wall because he uses Bastila Elite Jedi. I thought that might be something fun to throw the Inquisitors at, but I guess we'll throw the Inquisitors at Qui-Gon here and just see what happens. I don't expect it to go well at all. I think the AoE is just going to wipe him out. Let's just do that. Let's have a little fun. We're not winning this match. So I'm going to get knocked down to Kyber 3. We're going to have to climb back up into Kyber 2. Hopefully we can do it by the end of the round. And we'll probably win the next one since we're going to a loser's bracket. Wait, that's not what I want. This definitely doesn't work. Yeah. Especially now without Seventh Sister. Seventh Sister is maybe the linchpin, arguably. Because you'll notice it with the recovery on like Ninth Sister. She's not that good of a tank. %, protection. It doesn't make a difference who I hit. I just want to take out Qui-Gon first. I was hoping we would beat it to the cooldown, but we didn't take him out fast enough. Okay. We'll do Melgas here. I also expect this to be a loss. Definitely doing Talon, but is that... Thing is, with Savage Oppressor, we could definitely do Savage. Savage would make this better. I can't use any of these Datacrons because it's Sith Empire Trooper. Maybe I bring in Dooku just to use a Data... No, but you gotta be Relic 3, right? Jeez, I hate Datacrons. Datacrons just don't let me play the way I want to play. I mean, that's the whole point of why they introduced them, is to... What if we just do the Datacron? I think we need the Datacron. Who's... Alright, let's apply that fear. That'll mitigate some of the damage. Doubt on GK. This is my first match with a Relic Malgus. I took him up to Relic 4. Everything prior, I've been working with 11 and 12 and showcasing him. We only have 2 Omicrons on this guy. We've got the leadership and the unique. The special is good, obviously, but before relics, it's not worth doing. After relics, it's probably going to be pretty important. I'm just not sure how important. Let's not do the sacrifice. Let's oh man. We want to hit shock though. Okay. Although I probably want to hit shock when I have the Omicron on. Yeah, his Omicrons are good. Okay, that was the most important one. Let's just rip through the rest of these guys. With different combination of GLs, we win. But like, if you haven't seen this before, for me, it's the Jedi are the hardest combination of GLs for a player who just have the Jedi. Like getting through Rey, SLKR, Sith Eternal Emperor, I've got options. Lord Vader, I've got options. But the Jedi. That's why Sith Eternal Emperor is such an important... Like, he's such an important GL for your second or third GL. Because of how he can counter the Jedi GLs that are so common. I don't know, but I don't really care anymore. We'll clear what we can, but yeah, did not have what I needed. Next conquest, you're gonna see way more focus from me on just like churning out the couple Datacrons that are gonna matter for my roster. I guess this next time is going to be Vader and Smugglers, right? So Dash. Like I can figure out some sort of scoundrel team to put with Dash. Vader will have options. But I'm not going to relic unnecessary things for a Datacron. Like there's no way I would build a Night Sister squad so I could use the Datacron. It's a little disappointing that the Mandalorian Datacron is light side Mandalorians. And that's just more universal. Maybe I'm sure they don't want to make Maul go crazier, but I'd still like to use it. I mean, you can still use it. It's just a little lessened. Can you just kill somebody so I can stack my stuff? I should let Anakin take somebody out. Or we'll take out Plo. Taking out Plo is going to help a little bit. That helps. Ooh, don't like that. This is taking too long. I don't care. Don't care. Vader would have been fun for solo on this. Can we Jango solo? It's Jango solo. Yes, all of this. Reset my cooldowns. Did you? Yes. Yes. That was fun. Yeah, I feel like Datacrons made a bigger impact than GLs did. Like, it's a bigger impact than GLs and Relics ever made. Yeah. This is a good Datacron for them. But I don't need to damage them right now, so it doesn't matter. Why am I playing this? Let's just auto this. Let's talk about House of the Dragon. I'm loving it. It is great. It is Game of Thrones. It is what I wanted. I think She-Hulk comes out tonight. Kind of want to watch She-Hulk. Probably better for me to go to sleep than watch She-Hulk, but I kind of want to watch She-Hulk. I was talking about this on the Discord. Like, I'm obviously looking forward to Ring of Power, but I feel like Amazon should have tried to have made that show come out before Game of Thrones, because it's dampened my excitement just because that itch for that kind of stuff is more than satisfied by Game of Thrones right now. I'm listening to a bunch of podcasts, absorbing a bunch of content, watching YouTube videos. It's really back into that Game of Thrones groove that I was in a couple years ago. If Amazon wanted to like prevent me from going down that route, it would have been beneficial to prevent me from finding that groove again. I'm going to have a Gear 11 Kanan soon. I just need more options for Jedi here. Jedi tanks. Plus with the profundity, it might be good to have higher gear on that pilot. I mean, obviously we're going to want Datacrons, so taking some of them up to Relics would be good, but we got a lot of stuff to work on. Did I even check what this Datacron was? Maybe this Datacron's a problem. Was there a Datacron? This is not going well. This is why I'm bringing this up. I'm kind of surprised they're having the effect they're having up against this squad. Maybe the squad was always better than I thought it was. I mean, Malak did way better than these guys. This is real bad. Wow. I just took this one kind of for granted. That team could clean up a JML. I gotta sneeze. Alright, sneeze over. I'm just gonna maul this then. But I used up my Jango. Okay, weapons tech over on Candy. That's that preloaded turn meter for me. Alright. If we hit Han, we're going to generate a bunch of turn meter for those guys, so we're going to go for old Ben. I can see those tenacity up Datacrons were probably intended for this squad. Okay, there goes that. It's my turn. I get to do Maul's thing. Jeez, guys. I definitely did not respect this squad enough. Oh my god, this is irritating. I'm never going to get a turn again, am I? Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Will I keep my boy alive? This is ridiculous. I need to try and get way more speed on Maul. This is mind-numbing. I know this is partly because Han is just generating turn. Maybe I should AoE instead, because at least the AoE, I mean, we're getting the same amount of counters, but with the AoE we're generating less turn meter. And they're pulling turn meter away from my Maul. I'm never getting my chance to go. I should have taken out Han first. This is way more annoying. What in the absolute hell? I need Traya for this. And we took out old Ben. I'm gonna let this time out. This is auto. We're bringing in Traya. Jeez. Honestly, under the circumstances, I'm feeling like Malak did great. Melgus probably would have been a fun one to bring up against. Guys, I need to look at this. Was that the Omicron or the Datacron that's causing this to be a problem? Okay, this Datacron. That's it? Alright, it's that Leia Omicron. I wonder if you can get away with just Leia Omicron and not the Ackbar Omicron. Veers probably would have been a good one too. I think having gone up against Ackbar only Ami teams gave me a false sense of how to feel about this squad. Because Ackbar only is nothing. Yeah, this is why we brought in Trey. Let them hurt themselves. Are you serious? Does this add a bunch of evasion somehow? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You've got to be kidding me. This is destroying me. The single team I thought I could disrespect. And I apparently don't have many solutions for. We've thrown some real teams up against this at this point. I thought we were going to clear this quick, head over to ships and call it a night, and now we've spent like 15 minutes on this. And now with preloaded turn meter, this probably isn't going to work. Jeez, guys. Next time, that's what we start with. Oh my god. Without the preloaded turn meter, we would have lost Stark. I'm glad we experienced that in a match we were going to lose anyway. Because of the Datacrons. Because we wouldn't have wanted to have learned that lesson in a match that I could have had a chance to win. Wow. Maybe, do I want to consider doing that? This is some serious nonsense. We're going to use Raven's Claw. We're going to split. Do I have home one? I have home one, right? I've got home one, right? Okay, we're definitely using Raven's Claw in one of these battles. Interesting. Don't usually see that as the first reinforcement. God, those dodges are crazy. Alright, we are gonna... That's not even a real fleet. Can you please... whatever. At least it's a real capital ship. So Raven's Claw, Biston, Biggs, Cassian, X-Wing. The rest of these guys are going to the Profundity. Okay. That's what we're working with. Fine. None of this matters. Scav Ray. This fleet's missing something. Like, even though we're fighting nonsense, look at my bigs. No, there's not enough target lock synergy. There's... Like, without the Falcon, with all those assists and like, extra target locks, there's not enough recovery for bigs. And I feel like we are a ship away. And I'm hoping it's Red 5. And Profundity, I think there's a chance it could be the Rogue One shuttle. It would make a lot of sense. Let's just finalize it. Oh, what if we did something dumb? We could do something real dumb. We could do Sith ships. Yeah, let's. It's tempting. It's real nonsense. Let's do it. This is the kind of match to do dumb things. Let's do dumb things. Let's Tarkin, Sith lineup. I want Empire. We're gonna do TIE Reaper on the front line. I like the fighter as a reinforcement. It's not a very... It's a very easy ship to take out. And I think on the front lines it just dies. And the Sith bomber is a horrible tank. I was looking up Sith ships. There's a Sith Interceptor. There's a Lego where Maglus comes with that ship. I think that's a potential for the future. Get like Nihilus's Ravager, Maglus get the Sith Interceptor, get a bunch of bonuses to make... Bonuses and synergies to make these ships not suck. There's so much more they can do. Like, we don't really have a lot of prequel ships. We don't have a Naboo Starfighter. That's kind of nice, ignoring the protection. Yeah, that was gonna happen. Ebon Hawk, of all the ships that could have come out. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have the Ebon Hawk for offense. Since he has the Executor. See, that's why I don't put the Sith fighter on the front lines. And that's a Gear 11 Sith Assassin. That's not like Gear 8 or anything. That's a fully leveled up Sith fighter, and it just falls apart. Well, we'll all have to have relics on that soon enough. Because we're definitely getting a Sith fleet. We got all the components are there to make it happen. All the players who've ignored I guess we should probably look at this for a quick glance, where I ended up. But yeah, with all the players who've ignored Sith Bomber, Sith Fighter, we're going to get a Sith fleet at some point, especially the pilots. But it's a rough one. We're going to be knocked down to Kyber 3 because I lost the last battle last week that I should have won. We'll climb up to Kyber 2 again to finish the season, but we're in this rocky place where we're jumping back and forth until we get these new pieces. So I need Grand Inquisitor to come. I need Profundity to come back. By the end of September, we're going to have a significantly stronger roster that is still going to be a GL short, but hopefully in October sometimes we can get that third GL. It'll just be waiting to see what happens with Jabba to decide between Sith Eternal Emperor and Jabba. I'll have the gear and resources hoarded on the sidelines by that point for me to, after the testing comes out on Jabba, make a final decision. If Jabba proves to be effective against JMLs and JMKs, that might make Sith Eternal Emperor a little redundant, and having a newer character is probably going to win out. But thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone. Be excellent to each other. This is still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.